Host Julia. Today we have a special guest in the studio. We have Ted Knight from Princess Cruises and also Steve Hayes from Go Travel. We're going to be talking about a special hosted cruise by Steve for October 2023 in the Mediterranean from Rome to Barcelona. Let's get into it. Ted, so nice to see you in the studio. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
How's everything going over at Princess?
We're great. We're things are building for 2023. Europe is going extremely well. We're very pleased. We have new ships in the market over there, and Europe is slowly starting to open again. Testing requirements are going away. We expect big things for 23. We're very excited.
Amazing. And Steve, thank you for joining. This is your first time in the studio. Steve is a longtime travel advisor with Go Travel. Talk to us about what inspired you to create this cruise.
Well, a lot of my clients were really interested, and they've been asking questions about the Med, about Greece. And for 2023, it's the pent-up demand. People are ready to travel again. And so I was looking at itineraries that I thought I would be interested in.
Sure.
And that my clients would be interested in. And so I came up with this one. Princess Cruises has the perfect bucket list itinerary. And this is why I chose this cruise.
Well, I want to let everyone see a little bit of a teaser right now with this video. Wow. I'm ready to go. Are
That's
you?
Fantastic.
Yeah, bags packed. I'm ready.
It's time to get to Europe. I'm ready to roll. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this fabulous ship and the fabulous itinerary.
Enchanted Princess, beautiful ship. 14-day Mediterranean cruise, Greek Isles, Italy, and Turkey. Sounds like a great itinerary, great opportunity.
Yeah, Steve, why did you pick this one? Let's see some of the main points I think that you mentioned.
Well, it's a new ship. I mean, it was built in 2020. Needless to say, it didn't get to sail for almost a year and a half. So for all practical purposes, it's a new ship.
Wow.
Okay.
Yep.
It's also part of their newest class of ship. And it's just a beautiful, elegant ship. The itinerary is a bucket list for many, many, many people. It starts in Rome. It includes some Italian ports. It includes Turkey. It includes several Greece ports, and it ends in Barcelona. So it's all in a very neat 14-day package. And then the reason I picked Princess is their service, the quality of the ships, their staff is just, I love their crew members. You know, the cruise line is nothing without their crew, and they have some of the best crews that are sailing any of the waters.
Can I pay you that $20 I owe you? Would that be okay? Steve, I appreciate that. Or was it 40? I don't remember.
There we go. Well, we could always increase that to 60, you know. Also, I'm going to be your host. I'm going to be your host on this full 14 days. And the people that have gone on cruises I have hosted before, they've really enjoyed it. And as a matter of fact, out of the 14 that I've got booked right now, 10 of them have cruised with me before. And some of them have been longtime clients of mine. So I'm here at your disposal. I'm here to have enjoyment. I'm here to show you enjoyment. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
And if I may say, it's so nice to have a host, someone that you can communicate with, talk with, share with, and kind of help guide you through the day and through the process of the different parts of the world that you'll be seeing in Europe. That's great.
And also, we're going to be having some customized private tours that are going to be offered to you. as options. Those private tours, I will be hosting those also. And that is to come. And so it's going to be a really exciting time. I'm going to be flying into Rome 2 days prior to the cruise, and I'll be spending 2 days in Barcelona after the cruise. And we can customize your airfare, land. If you want to do an extension, either pre or post cruises, we can do that for you. It's just going to be a lot of fun.
I love it. I think it's really cool, though, also to hear from Ted how important it is to have that host, especially from someone who's been at Princess for how long?
Let's see. Noah and I built the first boat together. Been with Princess now for 29 years.
Oh
So
my
been in the
gosh.
cruise, been in the travel industry since 1974.
Wow.
So that's why I know how important it is to have a host, have somebody with you, especially a knowledgeable host like Steve is, someone that can help you through the back roads and the intricate details of the areas that you're going, because you're going to an area that's rich with history, and it will be nice to have someone who's knowledgeable of that history.
Fantastic. It's a new ship.
It's a brand new ship. She's only been out for a couple of years. Another couple of years, she spent about a year and a half in dry dock. So she's a beautiful ship. Tell you a little bit about her. She's a Royal class ship. She's number 5 on the list. 3660 passengers. To give you an idea, we carry about 1,000 to 1,500 passengers less than our competitors do on the same size ship. All right. Tonnage 145,000, built in Fincantieri. Absolutely gorgeous ship. Multiple dining options, many that are free, available to you 24 hours a day. And we'll get into some of the details, because a medallion program that we have, which I'll talk about in just a little bit, will open up the world of cruising and food, as you can tell by my girth, to you 24/7 at your luxury. I think, Joe, don't you have a video on the ship?
We do. Let's take a look at it right now.
When you sail on Princess, you're not just in for the experience of a lifetime. It's also a culinary journey. A journey inspired by the many destinations we visit, infused with our made-from-scratch philosophy. Renowned chefs, a master mixologist, a master sommelier, and master of wine enhance the Princess commitment to the freshest ingredients, unsurpassed service, and attention to detail. On Enchanted Princess, this philosophy is taken to the next level. Your journey begins with world-class specialty dining, featuring Bistro sur la Mer, in partnership with Chef Emmanuel Renaud, owner and head chef of the 3-star Michelin restaurant Flacon de Sel. Enjoy spacious al fresco dining at Bistro sur la Mer and other venues throughout the ship. Visit Sabatini's Italian Trattoria for handmade pasta dishes. Celebrate any special occasion with a multi-course meal at the Chef's Table Lumiere, hosted by the ship's executive chef. Or visit Crown Grill for cook-to-order steaks and premium seafood. Savor new and enhanced choices in our main dining rooms, including dishes crafted exclusively for Princess by Curtis Stone, decadent treats from master chocolatier Norman Love, and a new wine list from master sommelier and master of wine Doug Frost. From the world-famous Ernesto Burger at the Salty Dog Gastropub to an endless variety at World Fresh Marketplace, there are casual dining options for every palate. Our passion for food is on display at all of our 25 bars and restaurants on board Enchanted Princess, earning Princess the honor of the best cruise for food lovers. And Princess Medallion class enables you to order food or drinks from your device anywhere on board with contactless delivery. It isn't just the inspired food or fresh ingredients. It isn't just the many choices or the beautiful spaces. It's how they all come together for an unforgettable culinary journey. Experience the finest cuisine at sea aboard Enchanted Princess.
Wow. Okay. Now my
That's
bags are really
fantastic.
packed. I'm ready to go now. So as you can tell, many options, many opportunities to relax, enjoy, rejuvenate, reconnect with friends, reconnect with families. And it's just a fantastic opportunity.
Awesome. So besides the ship, this is a bucket list itinerary, like Steve has mentioned. It's 2 back-to-back 7-night cruises, correct?
Correct. It's from Rome to Athens,
Mm-hmm.
October 7th through October 14th.
Mm-hmm.
And then October 14th to the 21st is Athens to Barcelona. It's the same ship.
Yeah.
And the people that are booking both of the legs, the 14 days total, we're booking them in the same cabin.
Mm-hmm.
So that way they don't have to switch.
And right now, Steve already has quite a number of people already, of his past clients on this cruise. But if you're thinking of going, just reach out to us at gotravel.com and we'll connect you with Steve. Or if you have an existing advisor with Go Travel, just let us know. We can connect you with an advisor and they can help you get on this cruise. So, Steve, back to back, most of your people are on the back to back. You have a couple people doing just one or two, the pre or the post 7-night, and you're going to be there before and after.
Correct.
This is great that you don't have to be kind of blind when you arrive. Your host will already be there.
Correct.
Steve will be there to guide you before and after the cruise, which is just great.
So you'll understand how we can customize and Go Travel can help you in this. Yes, we have the 14-day cruise, but we have some people that are flying in a week early and spending in northern Italy, which we're taking care of them for that. Then they're going to meet us in Rome the day before. I'm going to be booking a customized private tour in Rome the day before the cruise. So the people that have arrived, they can go ahead and join us on that. And we can also customize after the cruise too. We have some people that are spending a week in Italy and a week in Spain and the 2-week cruise. This is their true bucket list. They say they'll never do it again. And this is giving them the opportunity to do something that they've wanted to do for years.
This is just a great opportunity to experience so much that part of the world offers, both Eastern and Western. And the fact that you're going to do a little short excursion before in Rome will open up the opportunity for them to do, again, with a group and a host, to see the world of Rome. So it's a great opportunity.
Exactly. To give you an idea, as far as the itinerary goes, nothing is duplicated between the 2 weeks except for Naples, Italy. And that's really a great idea. And I think it's great that that Princess has done this, because Naples, Italy is actually for Capri and Pompeii. So if you want to do an excursion in Capri, the first sailing, and then you want to do Pompeii, the second one, you don't have to miss out on both of them.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
In Kusadasi and in Istanbul, we actually have a tour operator that we have dealt with for 25 or 30 years, Julia?
Yes.
And it's a wonderful experience. She'll do a customized tour for us. And there's gonna be some surprises about that.
But you're ahead of the game here, Steve. Let's take a look at the second itinerary just to give them a glance, and then we're going to deep dive into it.
Okay.
So there's the second 7-night option from Athens to Barcelona. Again, really, really unique to have those two in a row. I love that.
Santorini, Sicily, Naples again.
I mean,
great.
Super cool. Well, let's go to the first port. Okay, here we are in Rome.
Just a little tidbit here. Rome was the first city in the world to have over 1 million citizens, inhabitants.
Ooh.
Okay. It was developed way before the country of Italy was ever brought into effect in the 1800s. It was 753 BC by Romulus. So, I mean, we're talking a long and ancient
We are ready
city.
for trivia. We're ready for trivia. Now, so of course you embark there in Civitavecchia. Where are we going next?
Okay. We're going to Naples, the beginning of pizza.
Yes.
All right. The margarita pizza was also invented here for Queen Margarita. Okay. And that's a fact. It will be the stopping off point for Capri and Pompeii or Naples. All right. I mean, it's going to be a wonderful stop for sure.
Very cool. And may I say, this is why it's so nice to have a host, someone who's so knowledgeable understands where you're going and what you're going to be experiencing, that can help you with the small details so that it just enhances your experience. That's great.
And then Crete. That's the largest Greek island in Greece. There's a lot to do in Crete. It's a very historic, old world island. It was the center of the Minoan civilization. For you geeks that are about history, the oldest amount of people ever in Europe.
Oh, wow.
Goes
Wow.
back to like 2600 BC. So it's just a wonderful piece of history in this world.
I know so many people throughout their trip, they're out their world journey. They're always trying to check off all those Grecian islands. So there you go. Just keep going. What do we have next?
Okay, Kusadasi.
Ah,
I mean, what can you say about Kusadasi? I mean, it is a port city of world dominion. I mean, it is something very, very special, old world charm. It's also the stopping off point for Ephesus.
mhm.
And there's going to be there is going to be a private tour for sure between Kusadasi and Ephesus. I mean, Ephesus is itself, it was the temple of Artemis, which is 4 times larger than the Parthenon in Athens.
Mhm.
I
Wow.
mean, there's just so much history in
Amazing.
Turkey, and it's just wonderful to have this on this itinerary.
Amazing.
And speaking of history in Turkey, next,
And then Istanbul.
And Istanbul.
gateway to the world.
I mean, you know, it is, you have to see it to believe it and to understand it, the history, the buildings, the architecture. It is just a spectacular city. It's just everything that you can imagine and more.
Moving to Mykonos, another
Mykonos.
Grecian island.
Mykonos, all the white buildings, and as you can see in the photo here, the blue, but just a beautiful, beautiful sunny port. That's the thing about this. These ports are just beautiful weather-wise, generally speaking. October is a fantastic month to go for the Mediterranean. The temperatures are a little bit more moderate. You don't even have 50% of the tourists that you have back in the summertime. It's going to be a lot more on an intimate scale and for you to be able to enjoy.
Very nice. Very nice. Compared to June, July, and August over there, that'd be wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And be sure to ask about the colors of the door frames and the door windows. There's some fun
Yes.
history about that when you go. Moving on to Athens.
Athens. This is going to be kind of an unusual situation because the ship arrives in Athens in the morning, and the people that did the first 7-day sailing, they'll be getting off the ship. But us that'll be staying on board, we can go and explore Athens for the day because it's not leaving until late that evening.
Mhm.
So it's going to be a wonderful time. It is, of course, the place for the Parthenon, which is the highest structure in all of Athens. It has the Plaka area is a wonderful area
Oh, yeah.
for restaurants, shops, just people watching.
Mhm.
Oh, it'll be great. And how the logistics work out, the passengers that are what's called through passengers that are continuing on to the next cruise, they get off the ship basically anytime they want in the morning. We'd like for you to wait till the main herd goes off. So about 8 o'clock in the morning, you can stroll off, spend the day in Athens, and come back and use the ship as your hotel. Relax, enjoy yourself, have dinner, and then if you want to see the sights and sounds again, go out and then come back. It's a great opportunity to see Athens.
Yes, we're planning on having some type of maybe a half-day tour,
Mhm.
and then possibly in the morning, and then the afternoon you're free to go back out and relive some of the things that you saw that you wanted to go back to.
Very cool.
So we like that idea. Santorini. It is just a special place on earth. The ship will anchor in an old caldera, a sunken volcano. There are only really 2 ways of getting from the base up to the hill, by either tram or by donkey. There is a possibility that there is a very, very, very thin road that comes, and I don't really want to call it a road, it's more of a path, that we may be able to take advantage of for our people that have accessibility issues. Okay. We do have to tender to the shore, but I know that the group that I've got going, they're so excited that even the one that's has his scooter, um, he says, if I have to walk with my crutches to get onto that
Bless his
tender,
heart.
I'm going to do it. Okay.
As
This
you
sounds like a
mentioned,
fun group.
Yes.
this is a lifetime journey for them. So they want to make sure they get everything in that they possibly can.
Absolutely.
If I have to make an ass, or excuse me, ride an ass up the hill, then that's what I'm going to do.
Whatever
too.
we need to do to get to the top.
Well, and I love that you brought up that point about accessibility, Steve, because you may be wondering, "Ooh, I don't know if I can do this." No, talk to Steve. Let him know that you have some of those issues, and he's going to look out for you and make sure that there's a way that you can do it.
Absolutely.
Exactly, because the Enchanted Princess, that's another reason why I picked out the Enchanted Princess also, because I knew that some of my clients that wanted to go, they do have accessibility issues. And the Enchanted Princess is fully accessible. And I mean, I have a triple cabin that is a balcony accessible cabin for all three people. And I have another couple that's in an interior cabin. It's 260 square feet. It's huge. And they're going to be able to get their wheelchair in there and their scooter. So
Awesome.
don't let this hold you back. We're pretty much all of a certain age, and some of us are easier to get around than others. But everything that we're planning will be accessible to all.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Okay, Kotor, Montenegro. This is a port that has really, it's on the edge of the Black Sea. It's really come into its own, really pretty much within the last 10 years or so. There's not been a lot of ships that have been sailing here for the reason being that it's a little bit out of the way. It has become very, very popular with people that have gone. And so to have that once again in this itinerary is very, very special. A lot of times it's usually a smaller, much more expensive ships.
Sure.
Deluxe. I mean, Princess is a premium cruise line. Don't forget that. It's a very high quality, but you're not paying $10,000 a person to be able to go to Kotor. Okay.
And an important issue, the world is slowly opening up to cruising, and we're having more and more opportunities to visit. As the science of the ships changes, we're allowed to get into some of the smaller, more intimate ports that we were never allowed to go before.
Exactly.
Technology wise, the ships are just amazing, and the fact that they can move themselves around, so quickly and so easily, that allows us to get into these more smaller ports. As the world expands, it's our opportunity to expand the world of cruising with it. So,
Sicily, Italy. Just an absolute wonderful, wonderful. Another stop in Italy. You talk about Sicilians and you talk about Italy. We don't want to get into that too much, but Sicily they're very proud of themselves, and as they should be. As you can see from this photo, Sicily is a very mountainous, volcanic island. It's just a beauty of architecture. Okay. Food and people.
Yes.
So just a great place to go. Naples.
We're back to Naples.
Back to Naples.
Okay. Well, if you're tired of Capri or Pompeii, there's always pizza. And that's what's so wonderful about this. This is the only port that we go to twice. And this gives you the opportunity to really be able to see Naples and the surrounding area. If something that you happen to go by the first time around and you want to go back to it, you get to with this itinerary.
And I got to say, our people on board know how good that pizza is. So we have a pizza parlor on board the ship. So they feel challenged to make the pizza as exceptional as what you're going to find here in Italy. So every day they try to rise to that challenge.
And I can vouch for that. As you can see, I don't really starve to death here, but I will tell you, let's see, on this one did they have Alfredos on this? I'm
sorry? Yes.
They have Alfredos on the Enchanted. Okay. They only came out with Alfredos with their new class of ships. And I will tell you, I ate at the first one. It's been 2 years ago now. It is complimentary. And instead of going to the buffet when I boarded the ship, I went straight to Alfredo's. And they cooked to order pan pizza for me, which is actually larger than a pan pizza. And I had some lobster ravioli.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Like I said, that bag's packed. I'm ready to go.
And that's complimentary, folks. Okay. So you're not going to be missing out on good Italian food. And I could go on and on about Princess ships and their Italian heritage and that sort of thing, but that's for another day.
But
Another day.
I will say, I remember being on a tour once in Naples, and the people that saw me going to buy a piece of pizza, the other people, the other tour goers, and we were on a cruise. And I said, oh, I've got to get the Naples pizza. I've got to have a piece of pizza while I'm standing in Naples. And all the rest of my group said, but Julia, it's free on the ship. What? I said, no, you're missing out on the experience. But I'll have some more back when I get back on the ship. But have a piece of pizza when you're in Naples.
Absolutely.
We felt the same way when we were in New York. When we were in New York, we wanted an old style piece of pizza from New York. We couldn't find it. Luckily, we were going on the ship the next day, so we were able to get it the next day.
There you go. What do we have next here?
Okay. Princess service. I have been cruising with Princess for over 30 years now. And I do travel extensively with all forms of travel and with other cruise lines and that sort of thing. But as far as I'm concerned, Princess service is absolutely top notch. I don't know how they do it. I just have a very warm spot for them.
Well, I've gone from 60 to 80 bucks. I wonder how much more this is going to cost me.
It's gonna be an expensive day, Ted.
Even with their larger ships, such as this one, the cabin steward still learns your name. You're still acknowledged in the hallways. This has been my experience year after year. The food service is a touch above. I mean, where can you get eggs Benedict on a buffet line?
Wow.
And
that's wonderful.
And the hollandaise sauce is not cracked. I mean, things of that nature. The service, the staff make it wonderful. Everything. Okay.
So clearly we've sold Steve on it, but why don't you talk, Ted, a little bit about the service and what people should know about Princess service?
What separates Princess from the others is the opportunities on the board of the ship. Every day we have talks, lectures, and discussions. We want to engage you. We want to entertain you. I hate to say this word. We want to educate you every day as far as what you're going to see, do, and experience. And that's the Princess way. That's what separates us from the competitors, is the Princess experience. It all starts with the simplicity of something called the medallion. Now, I've got one around my neck, and it's just this size. This is exactly the size. It's about the size of an oversized quarter, all right? And the medallion will open up many opportunities for you when you're on the ship. Before your cruise, you go through a process of registering and everything. If you can do that, we'll send you the medallion to your home. If you can't do it, we'll have the medallion for you in port. So don't stress out about it, because some people cannot get through the process for various reasons. Don't worry, we'll have it for you. I just sent the family. I just took the family to Alaska for a few weeks on one of our ships, doing back to back to back. And my wife and I had the medallion. Our kids did not. Grown kids, it's their generation. This whole thing is their generation. They didn't even finish it. So I counted. It took them 45 seconds longer to get on the ship without a medallion than it did with us with the medallion. So
45 seconds?
45 seconds.
Okay.
So there's no problem if you don't have the medallion. Let me explain the benefits of this. This is absolutely incredible. As you see here, there's multiple ways to do this. Here I have this. You can see that they've got, if you see the wristband, when I wear the wristband, right? It even goes in your pocket. If you've ever been to Walt Disney World and you've used a magic band, you kind of get an idea about the medallion. In fact, the technology was created by the same gentleman for both companies, and he's now the president of our company, president of Princess Cruises. His name is John Paget. So it's an incredible thing. When you first walk up to the cruise, You walk up, they scan your medallion, you walk on board your ship. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of the simplicity of the program. All right. So I'm the mule. When we get on a ship, I'm the one carrying all the bags. I got everything on me. My wife is the GPS. So she's basically telling us where to go. She loves that. And we go. So we arrive at the pier. They scan my medallion. I keep going. Okay, wait for the kids. We get on the ship. As we come up to the ship, to the plank of the ship, scan my medallion. Tell us where to go for the room. I still have the bags in my hand. I walk up to my door, and the door recognizes my medallion and unlocks. So I take my elbow, I push the door down like that, and I go in. Okay. As I'm in the room, I take my phone and I order a beer and a Diet Coke to be delivered to us by the pool in 30 minutes, and a hot dog and 2 hamburgers.
All
Okay.
right.
That's
Right.
what I'm talking about.
So we put everything down and we go upstairs and we sit by the pool. 30 minutes later, they bring me the beer and put the Diet Coke in front of my wife, and then I just have to switch them because I'm the Diet Coke person, she's the beer person, right? And then a couple seconds later, here comes the hamburgers and hot dogs, right? And that's the magic of the medallion. You can order food and service anywhere on the ship at any time. And if you have our programs where we include the drinks as far as the package, you can be anywhere. You don't have to worry about it. Right. The medallion program is completely free. There is no charge for the simplicity program of the medallion. It will enhance your experience on the ship. If you can imagine, we were up in Alaska, sitting on our balcony, ordering food, drinks, in my wife's case, Miller Lite, brought to the balcony. Kids had food brought in, everything that you can imagine, and we had just enjoyed the experience of being in Alaska itself. No lines, no waiting. We could change our dinner reservations. We could change them every night if we wanted to. If we wanted to do this instead of that, we want to do 6:15 instead of 6:30. What have we done? Take the line, take the waiting away. And that's the magic of the medallion. It opens up many opportunity. You can sit there, as you can see, you can order food delivered to you anywhere on the ship, and that's what's great about the program. How it basically works is they're tweaking your medallion. So you order something either on your phone. We have a number of kiosks, and we have people walking around with their own iPads, which we're happy to order for you also. All right. Great also if you have children, because you can track those little suckers anywhere, which is wonderful. So you know exactly where they are. Or as I like to say, at least you know where the medallion is.
Right.
So a perfect case, some people that were traveling with us, they had a teenager. And it was time for dinner, and teenager was a no-show. So we went out because the dad didn't have the phone with him, so he couldn't track him. Went out to the kiosk, found out he was in the teens room. So dad went up and got him out of the teens room, brought him down for dinner. All right. So it's a great program. It gives you multiple flexibility. When you're on and off the ship, you just zing in and zing out with the medallion. It eliminates lines, eliminates waitings, allow you to relax, rejuvenate, and reconnect with others.
That's
Plan
amazing.
your day. You can understand what's going on, your princess patter. You can find yourself, which is really important on the larger ships. Best Wi-Fi at sea is also available. So anything having to do with the medallion that stays on the ship is complimentary. It's free. It is absolutely the best Wi-Fi at sea, however. I mean, we're up in Alaska, which has limited bandwidth and limited opportunities for satellite success. In the Med and the Caribbean, we are surrounded by satellites. You'll be able to Skype anywhere in the Med with any member of the family that you want. It's an incredible amount of bandwidth. We have a lot of families now that are traveling where one of the family members is working, the other one is actually on vacation. And this just allows you to reconnect if you want, or stay disconnected and just use the benefits of the medallion.
Well, and
Steve?
let me ask, you said your kids didn't have the medallion. So why would one not have one?
Well, how can I put this? It's a generational thing.
Okay.
They it's no problem. It's no problem. I'll get to it. Until finally, just a few days before, did you ever, I forgot to put in this, or I didn't put in my passport
just
number.
registration.
It was just registration issues. That's all.
Because when you first mentioned the story, I thought, oh, maybe it cost something, or no.
No, it was just pure laziness on their part. It was just pure laziness. For when I say kids, they're in their 30s. Okay. So these are adults. Some people have busy lives.
Yeah.
Some people do not like to connect, period. Either way, we'll take care of everything for you. You could relax and enjoy your time.
And if you want a medallion, don't worry. Steve will make sure that if you want one, that he will remind you beforehand and make sure. That's one of those things that you don't have to memorize this whole presentation today. You just talk to Steve and he'll make sure that he has everything you want.
A great thing about having a host.
Exactly.
I'm here to help you out pre-cruise, all right, where everything will fall into place.
So speaking of which, we're mentioning the host there. Steve, any other comments? We've mentioned a few things about hosting, but maybe you can give some examples about what it's like on board. What kind of activities you do? I know that you have dinners and those types of things. Maybe talk about your groups.
Well, I customize it for each individual group. I put out a survey, a questionnaire type thing prior to the cruise. I keep in touch with the booked clients before we ever set foot or we ever meet. And we have a parameter of like a rough layout, if you will, of guidelines of what we're going to be doing on the cruise. And it's all optional. But generally speaking, what I'd like to do is I'd like to have us be able to have dinner together. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll have a meal in a specialty restaurant or something of that nature. But what we do is we'll make sure that even with the medallion, which is a reservation, almost anytime dining type situation, we'll have a set time for our group. Now, it'll be multiple tables because it'll be more than 6 or 12 people. But we'll set it up prior to where we can be in the same area of the dining room.
And they can flow between tables.
Exactly. And then we can rotate between the different tables and that sort of thing. That's the way it's been done with my other groups that I have hosted. The people that have taken the optional tours, the private tours with me, we'll be together on that. There may be some tours that some people will like and others won't. Well, by us having a Facebook page and being able to have our email addresses and being able to have a Zoom meeting, 1 or 2 at least prior to the cruise, we'll be able to put faces to the names. And there may be a small group that want to spread out and go on a specific tour. So it's going to be very, very freeing as far as you go. It's not an escorted tour. An escorted tour says, this is when you have to get up. This is when you have to get on a bus. This is when you have to get on the ship. This is when you have to do this. No, it's not structured like that. We don't want it that way. We want you to enjoy yourselves and really have a great time. But we will offer times that we can be together, times that we can share, and then the remainder of the time is open to do what you want.
And I love getting together with the group at the end of the day to be recapping. I mean, if you did different things.
Tell me about your experience. What made it special? What did you learn today?
Right. You might have been on the same trip, same tour, and it could have been completely different.
I mean, it's a wonderful way to travel with like-minded people, because if you're traveling to Europe, you're a world traveler. I don't care if it's your first time or your 10th. Okay. You're going on a ship. It's bringing you guys together. It's bringing everyone together. Okay. And it's just a wonderful experience. Prior to the cruise, I'll be offering my services when I'm in Rome. I'll be offering my services in Barcelona. And it's just a wonderful way to be able to have a outline set up where it's structured in a situation to where you can just go with the flow and there's no thinking about it. It just falls into place. And that's what I'm there for.
That's very nice.
I love it. So I know in addition to hosts, there's also some private tours that you'll be organizing over this coming year. Again, the key is get your cruise locked in first, and then some of those specialty exclusive tours you'll be announcing over time as the group comes even more together.
Correct.
And it's important that you talk to Steve about pricing. There's so many specials, so many things going on right now. There are specials. If you're a past passenger, make sure you let them know. If you've ever served in the military and you have a DD 214, we would like to say thank you for your service. We'll give you an extra onboard credit for that. That'll stay with you for life. Every time you go on Princess, you'll receive an extra onboard credit. If you're a shareholder, a Carnival Corp shareholder, make sure you tell them that, because that's an extra onboard credit. All these programs are designed, past passenger programs, all these programs are designed to enhance your experience, save you some money. So just talk to Steve. He'll find out what fits best with you on your program.
The wonderful thing is the deposits are refundable up until final payment date. And depending on the promotion, it's anywhere from $125 to $200 or $250 per cabin, all the way up to $500 per cabin. And once again, that has to do if you're a past passenger. They have discounted rates a lot of times. It's just a wonderful way to look at it.
And we got some promotions out there now where deposit's only $100 per person, and all this is fully refundable. So this is what makes it great.
The important thing is to book this. If you think that you're going to do this at all, book it now. The deposit is refundable. The reason is we can go ahead and I can locate. There's still availability where there's the same cabin availability on both sailings. But as time goes on, we don't want to have to move you into one balcony cabin and then move you 7 days later into another one if we don't have to. So you get your best choice at the best rate with the best promotion by booking earlier than later.
And understand that this is the part of the world that really has only opened up in the last 60 days. I mean, Greece has been closed forever and very restrictive on their access into there. So this is a part of the world that we have almost 3 years of pent-up demand, people trying to get into some of these places because they haven't been accessible. So Europe is selling very well for 2023. Just keep that in mind.
I opened this up to just a few of my clients. I haven't really advertised this worldwide yet, but this will be it's coming out ceremony when you see this online. But I offered this to 10 of my existing clients, and all 10 booked.
Wow.
Within 48 hours.
Great.
And then I had some referrals where of my existing core group. And so we're up to 14. And that's without any advertising or any promotion whatsoever.
Sure.
So this is, once again, if you want to see Greece, you want to see Italy, and Turkey, and then ending in Barcelona. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful itinerary.
It really is. It really
and
is.
you really need to take, exception to this. It's really great pricing. It's a wonderful experience. And Go Travel can offer you a complete package with air, hotel, and the cruise.
And more importantly, it's hosted, which is very, very, very important.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, we've reached the end of today. We are going to end actually with a beautiful kind of longer video looking at the ship. But before we do that, I want to give Steve a chance for a couple final words, and then Ted, and then we'll jump out of here with that final video.
I just want to wish everybody a great time in travel for 2023 and forward. It's time to get back in. It's time to experience what you've missed for the last 2 years. There's pent-up demand. Take advantage of this. Take advantage of this wonderful cruise, and take advantage of me. I would be more than happy to be your host, okay, and bring you on board. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Steve.
I just want to say now's the time. If so much has happened over the last few years, and people have been wanting to go different places. The world is opening now. Here you have an opportunity to have a hosted cruise at an incredible price with a refundable deposit up front. If you've ever thought about doing the Med, if you ever thought about the opportunity of visiting these places, now's the time to do it. If plans change, we can change. Relax, enjoy. With the Medallion, you'll have an incredible experience when you're on the ship, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Well, Ted, thank you so much. Steve, thank you so much. We've always appreciate Princess's partnership. It's been many, many years working together, and we love selling Princess because we know that our clients will come back
Thank you.
and happy,
Steve,
and they'll
thanks
want
for
to book
having me.
again.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, we're gonna enjoy this one final video all about the Enchanted Princess. But in the meantime, we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.